Hey, Homeopathic world. I am going to discuss children's books on homeopathic books that deal with children. Okay, I think that children, obviously, children are important to this world, and all of us have been children, so we know we have a common experience of knowing how magical of a time it can be, and how traumatic of a time it can be. And how important it is as an adult to be in touch with some of those qualities that were just so available to us as children, like the creativity, the authenticity, the spontaneity, this sort of thing, right? Openness. Another thing is a lot of chronic disease is basically implanted on children at a young on people as children at a young age. So skin problems, emotional problems, vaccines, poor diet, contaminants in the food, and all of these different situations are generally mishandled, except in the care of a really good homeopath. Other natural therapies can help too, nicely, but great homeopathic remedies can really clear up the condition and allow the child to thrive. I've had a great case of that with some of the children that I've worked with, but specifically this one child that I've helped. And just, it's a beautiful thing to see a child just be themselves, increase their eye contact, clear up physical problems, and just thrive, And there's always more work you could do. You can go deeper with a lot of these cases, but it's great to just even see, modest results with children's cases, let alone some of the great results you can get. Now, the first book I'm going to cover, actually, which doesn't necessarily mean it's not like I go from least to best in my books that I cover generally. But this one, I don't have the book itself, but it looks like such a great book that I am going to recommend you guys go buy it. It's called the Homeopathy Handbook for Children by Dieter Grandgeorge. And that's the cover of it. It's got like a cute little baby laying on its side. And that's the author right there. And that's the title. And you can get this from any homeopathic, distribution house. I think it's by Narayana Publishers. It is. And it's about $47 on here. There's all sorts of stuff in here. Covers a lot of stuff in children's conditions. This guy's got a lot of experience working with children, so you want to definitely check this out because experience is really important. So even stuff on it's got suggestions on stretch marks and stuff, how to use Lilium tigrum in mother tincture or like some kind of a cream that has it. So that's pretty cool. It covers all sorts of stuff here: burns, vaccination, illness, epilepsy, conjunctivitis, colic, anorexia, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. There's a cute stuff in here. So anyway, great book. Check it out. I don't have it yet, but I'm assuming it's a great book. It looks great. And it's definitely going to be in my collection soon. Let's get rid of this paper here. Okay. My next favorite book in here is, it's not that it's necessarily my favorite, but it's a classic. And it really covers, it's super thin. It's by Borland. And it covers approximately, maybe it's in the back, approximately 20 different types of children's types. It's an old school book, and it's not super in depth. There's some better ones nowadays that really cover some great information. But Borland had a lot of experience, and he's a famous homeopath, and it'll give you real insights into children's cases and children's constitutional types. By the way, I love the way the book is kind of organized. Of course, it's always nice to have categories, and so the categories in this book are, for the first type, you have the calcarea types, which are the fat, ferric, chilly, and lethargic children. Then the barita carbonicum types, which are the backward and delayed development type. And there's a few remedies that go into that group. For example, borax, napier, sepia, Aura metallicum, carboveg. Then you have the graphite types, which handle skin. Then you have the pulsatilla, which is the warm-blooded type, and you have the arsenicum alba type, which is the nervy type. So, very interesting kind of categorization, and could be a useful book in your collection. My third book is the book by Paul Herscu. And he's a very well-known homeopath. And what I like about this book is just it's very in-depth, and I'm not sure now because it's been a while. I mean, you could tell this guy works with lots of children. So it's really cool to get his kind of, you know, a lot of times it's not just the information in the book, but it's the attitude of the homeopath. You can kind of see there through their eyes when they talk about the problem or the child in this case. But he doesn't, I don't know if he gets into his cycles theory. He does in this other book he's got called Stramonium. Let me see if I could find it. I don't know if I could find it right now, and I don't really feel like finding it right now. But he's got another book based on the remedy Stramonium, and you get an idea of what he's talking about with the cycles. And the way the case has a cycle, and the remedies have cycles too. And I'd like to learn more about that. That sounds like a really interesting approach to understanding remedies, which just seems intuitively correct, because things seem to be cyclical. Okay, so third book, really cool book, really beautiful book. I mean, just really handsomely made. Children's Types 56 Homeopathic Constitutional Remedies by Franz Koos or Koosay, or not sure. It's a Dutch homeopath, and really beautiful. It's got pictures of some of these children, like this is the Belladonna child, right? Yeah, Belladonna. And it's got little like tidbits on them, like intense will to live, and it's got like categories. So it's like unbridled natural forces, vehement and intense. Vehement, I guess you could say. Hyperactive, fight or flight, physical symptoms, and just gets into it. So it's a really neat book that gives you some cool insights into like a snapshot of the character and the flow and the nature of these children. And it's got quite a few remedies, and it's a really beautiful book. Not cheap, if I recall, but have to look that up. I'm not sure. And let me see if there's any kind of materia medica. Oh yeah, and there's like a cool little materia medica in the back that, for example, aggressive. You have like 5 or 6 remedies that come up. So, no, I'm sorry, not a materia medica, but a repertory in the back or index. Ammonium carbonicum for aggressive. Anacardium, belladonna, chamomile, camellia, lachesis, lycopodium, mercurius, and nox vomica. Attention seeking, another category here. Calcarea sulfurica, hyoscyamus, lachesis, lithium, phos, and saccharum. So, and then there's also some remedies that aren't that well known in here, or that aren't really that talked about too. So that's another cool element of this book. Another great, wonderful book. I love this book. It's a repertory, and it's a really simplified repertory from lots of different books, but it deals with children, and it's really just real simple, but that's the beauty of it. It covers 3 different areas: appearance, mind and behavior, and sleep. And so, for example, let's just quickly, look, for example, eyes, rolling. We got Basilius and not Basilius, but what's that remedy that's made from? It's like tuberculosis. And zinc. Sunken. We have Luth. I think that's what do you call it? Syphilinum and silica. Yeah, wild looking, stramonium, and on and on. This is a great, quick little reference. to get into a case. Just you can just quickly see things, see observations, and use it. Very clinically useful. And then of course I've done a video of this already. You can go check it out. But it's by Farouk J. Masters. I think it was $70. Well worth it. This is all clinical information. It covers over, you know, I think 70 plus remedies. Really awesome material. I highly recommend you check out my video on this. I'm not gonna just go deep into it right now, but this is my favorite. It's a Materia Medica, and it's very in depth, and it covers everything you need to know on children's cases.